Hi, I'm Jacob Mandel, and this is a beginner's guide to largemouth bass fishing in Charlotte. This is my personal project. I'm making a video to teach beginners. Thank you. I'm going to be showing you everything you need to get just to get yourself started, and I'm going to teach you a little bit about how I've caught some fish in the Charlotte area from absolutely no knowledge to now gaining some pretty good experience. I'm going to Dick's Sporting Goods, which is a local store, and it sells fishing equipment and lures and baits. It's great and it's cheap. And there's other places like Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, things like that. I just go to Dick's because it's close. I picked out a few things to help you and inform you with, and I'll be playing those clips now. This is basically the rod you want to use. It is a combo, so it comes with the line and the reel attached to the rod. This is only $25. It's really cheap, and you won't have to set anything up. It's great for beginners. I picked out some ideal beginner baits to use. These are called Yum Dingers, which are also known as Senkos. They're extremely versatile, and you can just put them in the water, and I'll explain how to fish them later. Here is another similar bait. It's a soft plastic. Both of those are about $3, very cheap. Comes with a lot of them in there. This is a crankbait. It dives to 15 feet. This is for deeper water, and it's pretty good. Depends on the pond you're fishing, but these are also pretty versatile. This is a spinnerbait. This will basically just shine and be really reflective in the water, and it's good for attracting fish. It's great for bass. One of my favorite topwater baits is the frog. You reel it across the water and kind of imitate a live frog, and bass will jump up. And this is better for hotter temperatures and just when the fish are more active on the top of the water. Lastly is a jig. You can put other things on the back, but this is the jig head. This is great for just deep waters, just same as the crankbait, both great for deep. This is great for the fall. The ideal hooks, the brand is Gamakatsu, and they're called offset shank worms. You want to get this shape because it is ideal for hooking onto these soft plastics. You should pretty much keep it simple. Just pick colors that are more lifelike. Don't, pick the yellow or pink and yellow and all that. Just keep it simple. Here's some tackle boxes. They're all pretty good. They work. This is just where you want to store your lures once you buy some. A great cheap one, it's $9. Good brand, Plano. Once you get it, you just take those adjusters, place them however you would like. It's pretty self-explanatory. Put your lures in here, and every time you go fishing, you just take this box. If you're wondering about line, this is one of my go-to favorites. It's called Power Pro. It's braided, which is one of the strongest ones for bass fishing. This is all my advice for just things to get. Keep it simple. Always ask employees for help. They are usually pretty knowledgeable on what rod to get, what reel to get. Don't get spooked by all the baits. You'll see hundreds of them in each aisle, but really it's just marketing. Buy stuff you think will work, learn how to fish it, and just have fun. After I showed you the clips of all those baits, now I'll kind of explain some of them and teach you some of the basics of fishing. So in my tackle box, I actually found some of the baits that I recommended for you at Dick's. I'm going to show them now and explain what they do. For these two examples of soft plastics that I demonstrated in the store, I'm going to briefly explain how I fish them. Once you learn how to rig it, which you can look up, you basically cast it and let it sink for a couple seconds in the water. You're going to basically move it around and twitch it slowly. There's so many different ways to fish it, but the best way is to twitch it a couple times, pause, and then twitch it a couple more. This will make the bass go crazy and will trigger a reaction out of them even if they're not hungry. This is a crankbait, a square bill, that I showed you at Dick's. And this is the spinner bait I showed you. These are extremely effective, and all you have to do once you tie it on is simply reel it in. This is going to vibrate in the water like this, and it's going to attract the fish, and it will appear as a bait fish in the water, or just something that they can eat. The spinner bait is also a similar appearance, as these look like bait fish in the water, or just food. It's also very reflective and shiny. Now, this is a topwater frog. You're simply going to tie the lure on at this point, and you're going to cast it out on the top of the water. This floats, so you won't need to do much to keep it up. You are going to let it sit, and you're just going to twitch it. And all you do is twitch your rod. That's really all the movement it takes. Bass will just come up and eat it. Lastly is the jig. I picked this one because it's fall, and this is one of the best baits for this season. It's also a very good lure for deeper water, and you're just going to cast it out and hop it across the bottom of the pond or the lake. It's very simple and catches lots of bass. I've realized that all you need for cutting line is a pair of scissors or a pocket knife. It's that simple. Another thing that people might ask is how to tie a knot with the line. Just look it up on YouTube. It'll take a minute to learn. It's very simple. I use the polymer knot for braid. If you're wondering where to fish, I actually have a couple tips. The best thing you can do is just go on Google and look up different ponds in your area. For this, I'm talking about Charlotte, which is where I live. Another great way you can find out great places to fish is an app I discovered called FishBrain. There's multiple locations, thousands of locations, and you can post about fish you catch, and other people will post. It's a completely safe app, and I've learned of lots of places, and it's taught me a lot about fishing. Part of my research for my personal project involved me discovering the best conditions, or just in terms of when and what I should do to catch the best fish. I went fishing a couple times, and I did my own little study. I picked a few factors. These were weather, as in temperature, cloudiness, sun, barometric pressure, turbidity even, which means water clarity, and I also chose time of day because I feel like that is a big factor. I've realized that over the times I've been fishing, some of the best factors when I've caught the most fish are when the weather is at a moderate temperature, not too cold, not too hot. The sun hasn't really affected me too much. It can be out or away, so cloudiness doesn't matter too much. Barometric pressure, I've noticed when it's changing, I actually have the most active bass, and I get more bites. When it comes to turbidity, meaning water clarity, I actually have not noticed a single bit of difference because fish can still see when the water is murky or just dark and muddy, because they can sometimes feel vibration or just see the brighter colors. I've actually caught a lot of fish in, a chocolate milk colored pond. Another factor is time of day. For me, this is actually the most influential on my results. I've realized that very early in the morning, unfortunately, and right after sunset is the best time. The fish will be very active and I get lots of bites. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a lot about fishing. I enjoyed making this my personal project. Bye.